Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer. Today on the Mainline we're going to be continuing with the complex supply chain build. So we're supplying, well, hopefully once we finish this, we'll be supplying machines to one of the towns, but in order to do that we need to supply it with steel, which itself needs iron ore and coal in order to produce the steel, and it also needs lumber, which needs logs to be transported. In the last episode we started the steel production line, so we started to get coal and iron ore into the steel works, and we've got a nice train coming in here now full of iron ore. Since the last episode I have subscribed to I've turned on or subscribed to some different locomotives and carriages, wagons. So at the minute on this steel run I've got these class 37 slugs, which are the slower versions, re-geared versions of a class 37, so they've got more tractive effort but they're a slightly slower top speed. I've decided to go for these because they're a little bit cheaper. Being slower vehicles, they are a little bit cheaper to run, which means we should hopefully be able to get away with top and tailing these vehicles on these routes. Because one thing, if you've watched any of my series before, you'll know that I like to have my trains looking a little bit realistic. I don't like it when they flip around, so what I tend to do, if there's no loop, then I tend to top and tail my trains, which costs more, a lot more, but it just looks better. It doesn't look like the train's doing a flip in the station. And then we've got this one. I mean, there is a benefit to having a top and tail because it just provides more power. There's the likes of this one, which has got a capacity of 450. If we go to the details and look at the power rating, even with top and tail in class 67s, which have 3,300 horsepower each, given a total of 6,600 horsepower, we're still only getting a mediocre power rating. But hopefully, even with the top and tailing, we should be able to make a profit, which I think we are. Now, there is one little thing. I have been playing around with these HYA wagons, which look really cool, especially coupled to class 66s like that. I have modified these, so they've only got a capacity, well, I say I've actually increased the capacity to 30 on these units because I just wasn't happy with the original capacity. The capacity of these, if you subscribe to them, is 15 or 14, which just isn't good enough, especially because these are longer than a standard gondola. If we look at a standard gondola, which has a capacity of 20, which is 12 meters long, and now if we go to the HYA wagons, they are 19 meters long, and some of them only have a capacity of 15. So I've modified these, so what will happen if I decide to upload the save, I might just have to revert these back to the gondolas, unfortunately, because I don't think it will work because I've made modifications to the carriages, but I just wanted to make everything balanced. I didn't want to have massively long trains for no reason, because I mean this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think it's got about 20 odd of these HYA wagons, which is about right for a British coal train, if I'm honest, or it was when we had British coal trains operating regularly. So in order to balance it, I've just done that. It's just a little caveat. It's not really important at this stage because I haven't saved the game. Similarly with these HHA wagons, I've modified these capacities as well, just to kind of balance them within the game, so we don't have to have mega long trains. They look cool, but they're not always realistic. So there we are, that's where we're up to. In today's episode, after that waffle, you're going to be downgrading soon. Pause the game. Pretty sure I wanted to use you to, or did I? No, I'm not. Ignore. No, that's fine. We'll leave that as is. Right. So in order to get the machines, first of all, actually, we need to get them supplied with steel. So where's that machines factory I was going to use? I'm pretty sure it was down here somewhere. Am I at the right end of the map? All mine. Where's that? I covered it in a bright white circle so I could actually see what it was that I was going to use. It hasn't been downgraded, has it? No, I don't think it has. Oh yeah, I'm just looking on the wrong axis, trying to confuse myself. I'm in Midlands to London mode with this because I usually kind of look at it in that sort of north-south, whereas this is north-south. Right, okay. Let's get on and build some track. Right, so the plan for Bishop's Waltham was I was going to demolish quite a lot of it and build a station in the middle, but I don't want to do that just yet because that will cost us money. So what I'm going to do for now is just put a little bypass in, just to bypass Bishop's Waltham, and I might keep it like this for the freight. This can be like a freight loop. I think that wants to be a little bit faster, if I'm honest. So let's get all of that, let's get that built. That should do the trick. And then we're just going to go out the back here. I haven't done my painting for this. I've got a rough idea where I wanted the track to go anyway, so I haven't had to paint the track. Let's get that into there, and then we want to start thinking about this machines factory. So what we're going to do is we're going to strength. We're going to smooth off this land around here to begin with, like so. I don't want to spend too much time and money on that. I just want a nice flat base to put my road on. So then we're going to go with just a road running alongside there, and then another road just coming down, and then maybe can we get a fairly decent curve? No, just a nice curve. Not nice, but yeah, it looks all right. And then we're going to go something like this: 320, no catenary, standard tracks for now, just trying to keep things as cheap as possible. Although we have got 300 million in the bank, we don't really need to be stressing about money too much. Right, so we've got that in there. Configure this. So we're going to have steel coming in, and we're going to have lumber coming in. So we'll have 2 platforms. So you accept machines, so products will be going out, or machines will be going out via road. And actually we want to extend this, I think, a little bit. Let's give it 2 platforms. That takes us up to about 400 meters long, which is about as long as you're going to get on a train in this country. So you might get some, very rarely you might get a 700 meter long train, but I think that's probably your absolute maximum. I think 400 meters sounds about right. Trying to keep it realistic, but also at the same time trying to keep it balanced within the game itself. Right, so that's into there. That's all pretty straightforward. Next, what we need to do is think about this track. I think I would like to double track most of this, because we're going to have the coal train, and we're going to have a steel train, and we're going to have a lumber train. We're going to have a lumber train as well. So there's going to be quite a few trains coming down this track. So we're going to upgrade all of this track here to double. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair this bridge. So this is going to be a permanent structure. So this is going to be a 4-track main line eventually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that bridge in. So that's the final structure basically. So I'm doing that. And then what that allows us to do is to put on some retaining walls like this, or no walls because it's just fouling the road. So put one of them on, no cap, 1, 2, 3, and then grey cap. Like so. Is that covering the steel? It is. Good. Right, and the next thing is we want one of these. So on there, 1, no cap, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we don't technically need those, but I just like to have everything looking balanced and nice, so it just looks fairly decent, something like that. We've got a level crossing here, which we can now change for the British level crossings, like so. Obviously that level crossing isn't a permanent feature, but if we've got like UK mods, we may as well use them. Chuck that in there. How much more of this do I want to double track? Maybe just shy of the tunnel. Let's upgrade you to UK semaphore, not UK semaphore, UK level crossing, and then put a nice high speed switch in, like so. Signal on there, and then we'll chuck in, I may as well use that one way. Yes, yeah, that's going to complain because I haven't got that connected. Right, so we've got that there. We need a couple of block sections because we're going to have multiple trains operating on this section of track, so we need to just make sure we've got a few block sections in here. I probably will come back in and redo these later on, especially if we start to add, well, we are going to start to add stations, so it will kind of be important. I think I'll have 1 or level crossing. I still think the level, if a train gets held here, I still think the level crossing will come down, but it's nothing we can do about that. And then we want a couple more block sections, 1 there, and then maybe 1 more about there. And then we've got the old signals, the old vanilla signals there, and then we just need to get this track connected up, replace these signals with the correct ones, and then you need to be replaced as well, like so. And then I think for the block sections that's all right, but these signals need to be replaced. 1 there, 1 here, get rid of that stone. Signals, no, definitely facing the wrong way. Signal, and then what have we got? We've got another signal here, but we need to rearrange this track anyway, so we'll have this track coming off over to that sort of direction, and then we'll have a switch in there, and then obviously we want a couple of signals, so we want 1 there, and then 1 where? There. Good, that's all that. So let's start shipping the steel from here all the way over to, where are we? There. So this is cargo steel, works up to Reading, and then this wants to be Reading Machine Factory. Good, right. You want to be steel blue, and then we'll just take a look at that. That all looks good, right. The one thing I didn't do is subscribe to some form of stake wagon, but not to worry. We'll go diesel. What should we do? We haven't got. We'll do a colas, 2 of them, top and tail, cargo, and these stake wagons. You've got a capacity black car stake wagon. Yeah, we'll do 318 top and tail, buy that for quite a lot of money, and then we'll have that in like a, this won't change the colour of the locomotives, but it might change the colour of the actual wagons. Right, and then stick you on that route there. Yeah, I need to see if there are any kind of British coil wagons or flat cars for taking steel. I'll do that. So basically the steel works needs 2 iron ore and 2 coal to produce 1 steel, so we are going to have to think about bringing iron ore from elsewhere and coal. And what I was thinking I might do, not going to do it yet, but just thinking out loud, is I'm going to get trucks to bring coal to this station here, and then I'm going to have 2 trains on this route bringing coal from these 2 coal mines, and then I'll probably have an iron ore train from this. So already you can see we're going to have quite a few trains on this track, and we've got to try and get passenger trains on there as well. What have you got? 314. What are you doing in terms of profits? Yeah, you're making profit. You're not doing quite so well. How much iron ore are we kind of picking up from there? Where's me slug? You've got 340 on board. Maybe let's try and add 1 more of these HHA, is it? That one. £2 million each for those, flipping heck. Right, so that steel train's going to make a little bit of a loss for a while, but not to worry. We can, worry about that later, basically. Right, so what we need to do is get some wood to the lumber mill. We've got a wood place here, forest, and then we're going to get a bit of road onto it, and then just hook that up, upgrade this, and then chuck a little bit of road over to there, like so. And then obviously we want some truck depots of these. Sticking with these ones for now because these are quite simple and I quite like these. Chuck a couple of them on, so 1 there, and then we've got 1 over here for that to drop off. Come on, just hook straight onto there, please. Are we pretty miles away from a truck depot, so I think we'll have to build one. I'll build it over here. And obviously we want a new line from there to there. This is cargo, logs, and then workshop, and that's workshop, sawmill, and then that's workshop, forest, brown colour, and then we'll chuck a couple of vehicles on this. So we've got cargo. I think I'm sticking with these man ones for now because these look quite good. You can carry logs, that's fine. So 2 of you, no maintenance. I think I'll just keep them as white and then we'll chuck them on the logs. Have I paused the game? I have paused the game speed because I think we were just going through the years too fast. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much because we're not really worrying about having like realistic contests and things like that. I'm just building whatever I like the look of. Yeah, I don't know, is there any steel here? A little bit. Right, sent those 2 trucks on the way. We need another couple of trucks. Probably going to need 6, 7, maybe 8. Just chuck them on that route. And obviously we need to sort out our loading as well. So full load any, minimum weight 30 seconds, maximum weight 60 seconds. Why did you go out empty? Oh no, you're just doing a loop for whatever reason. Wait for him to get full, so you're 400. Just wait for him to move off and then we'll buy another 2. Good, right, so I haven't put enough trucks on that just yet, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Just want to put on a single platform station. I think 300 meters should be long enough. We'll just run that nicely alongside like so, and then this track is eventually going to go over towards workshop, so I'm going to chuck that in that sort of direction. Put on our UK level crossings. Oh, I haven't modified it. Modify. And then we want a little bit of track coming off here, going towards here. Can I just chuck that straight in? I can. Good. Again, we'll just do a little level crossing there like so. That's all good. You're bringing in, how much are you bringing in? 450. Are you transporting everything that is producing? Yes. Good. Are you making profit? Finances? Yeah, that's all good. Happy with that. Right, so next is a new route from there all the way. That's quite a long route as well, so that should make money if it's going to work. Why aren't you happy? Because I haven't put that into the side of there. Good, right, so you can be a wood brown colour. Cargo, lumber. This is from workshop to Reading. Actually, no, let's do this. Don't know, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to have the colour as the same as the product, but yeah, we'll just have it anyway. Right, so that's fine. We need another one of these by vehicle. Obviously we need a locomotive first. We should go in EWS, have a bit of them. I don't think, so it's only 15. I think there were a few Class 66s left with EWS colours in that time period. Cargo, obviously another stake wagon of some description. Yeah, we'll go with a stake wagon, flat car. Oh no, that's a bit long. Actually, what was that? Was that 318? Because our platforms, standard platforms, 320 metres long, isn't it? Buy that, stick that on. The lumber, obviously the train again will be going in the wrong direction for a little bit, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. We got to like £227 million, so I'm not really worrying too much about the money situation. How are we looking overall? Yeah, these iron ore trains aren't making a great deal, which is a little bit frustrating. Let's take a look at the finances. Yeah, they're up and down, and this time you're not carrying anything at all. I modify the vehicle, take a couple of these off, and I think we only just put a couple on as well. Let's just take a look at what's here in terms of product. What are we shipping? Yeah, not entirely sure with that one. I would like it to make some money. Have I done this as well? I don't think I have. I haven't done the weight. Full load, minimum 30, maximum 1 minute 20. And have I done the same for the iron ore? Have I? No, I haven't. Full load. That probably helped, wouldn't it, doing the full load for the wait time? Pretty sure I've done that one. Full load any. Full load any. Have I done that for the lumber? No, I haven't. Full load any. Good. Right, so they should be going out with a decent amount of product. And then we need a couple more trucks by the looks of it. Another couple of these. Yeah, that's all good. We've got plenty of logs there being produced. We've got a little bit of lumber already waiting at the station, which is good. And then we've got all of the things we need for this. I just want to paint that. No, we don't need that anymore. That was just to highlight the building that I wanted to use, just to make it a bit more clear. And then just a little bit of smoothing. I'll do detailing later on. I would like to do a little bit of decoration around these buildings to make them look a little bit better, but I think for now that's fine. Plenty of coal there. Is the coal train on its way back? It is. This is gonna have to be a lot more double track. I think what I'll do for now is I'm going to have to double track it all the way to the coal mine, aren't I? I don't want my trains to be waiting, because obviously that's going to cost us money as well. If trains are just sat idle, they're just costing us money all of the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this double tracked all the way to the coal mine. All right, we'll do that. Junction in there, and then obviously we want to switch there and then that on there like so. Actually, no, that's gonna have to be, I'll double track all of that to about there. I don't want to spend too much money on double tracking at this point of the game, but obviously we are already getting backlogs, which isn't good. So we're going to have a holding area here for a train, and then a holding area, and then a signal there, and then one on there like so. Yeah, because it's quite a long way, isn't it, from Northallerton, and then probably actually just before I finish up for this, probably a passing loop as well. I mean, money isn't a big issue at the minute, but you know, we have got plenty of it. But we want to try and keep things cheap, because it's not only a case of this costing us money to actually construct, it's the ongoing maintenance of the track. So if you haven't got enough trains to justify an entire 2-track railway, then just don't do it, because it's just costing you to maintain the track. So you want as little track as you can possibly get away with to begin with, and that should be plenty of capacity for that. Yeah, I won't bother with that next one, that's fine. What are we looking like? Where are we? So probably want another block section just before the tunnel, so I'll have one on the approach into the tunnel, and then I think that's probably going to be it. But yeah, everything's running a lot more smoothly now. Yeah, I completely forgot, because basically this was treated as an entire block section, so obviously the trains are going to be held for quite a long period, which we don't want. But yeah, that's all looking good. We've got the supply chain in place now. All we need to do is set up a delivery route to deliver the machines. Just want to take one last look at him, see what sort of deal we've got going on. It should be a little bit better now I've set up the load, if any, and the wait time and things like that, so it should be going out with a lot more iron ore on board, which should hopefully mean we're making a little bit more money. So that's all good. Right, go back to our we'll go back to this one here, this EWS fine looking consist. Slow the game down, and then I'm going to say until next time, bye bye.